All right, you've no doubt heard about the federal tax and spending bill, the big, beautiful bill, as President Trump calls it. The debate is over. It has the president's signature, so now we need to know how it will affect us and our money. We have founder Joe Schmidt joining me again in this sponsored segment from Peak Retirement to talk about all of this, Joe, because I feel like people, as soon as it passed, that is what they wonder. Okay, what's it going to mean to me, right?
We've gotten a lot of questions about this right now, and all of our clients are wondering, how does this apply to them? We're reaching out to all of our clients and telling them, because if you're in or near retirement right now, this is big. Tax rates are going to be lower, extended, which is great. So President Trump in 2017 implemented the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. That meant in 2026 tax cuts were going to go back up. So for most people that we see, it would have been a 20% increase in the amount of taxes they'd have to pay. Instead, they're actually going to pay less in taxes, which nobody was expecting. And this is actually a permanent, note how I'm quotating permanent change, because it's not going to be permanent. Someone's going to likely change it in the future, but it's going to take more to change this in the future. And one of the biggest things that we're seeing with this is not only are tax rates permanent, but the standard deduction got increased.
Right, which is huge.
Yeah, and for everyone, but especially for those who are 65 or older, they get a bonus deduction on top of everything they already currently get. So if you're 65 or older, you get $2,000 if you're single, or $3,200 if you're married of additional deduction. Now you get that plus $6,000 each if you're married. On top of that, Trump's big thing was Social Security's tax-free. We're going to get that to happen. That did not happen. That did not get passed. Also, he tried to implement a lot of change with HSAs, health savings accounts. That didn't get passed. But this is a way that 90% of people, is what they're saying, are not going to have to worry about paying tax on their Social Security because of this increased standard deduction for 65 plus. So big advantage there. Big
advantage. And when you are in or even near retirement right now, and you hear that this bill's passing or not, you are on pins and needles, because I feel like this could have been a make or break situation for a lot of folks had the 2026 tax cuts changed, right? Especially with inflation. So what are you hearing from people about, just how, I guess, this has given them a sigh of relief? They're able to breathe a little bit more? Yeah,
it's just going to be, for everyone, it's going to allow them to get more tax benefits. And now some of these benefits are not going to last forever. So like one example is with charitable deductions. It used to be that you'd have to itemize, you'd have to give, up to the standard deduction, which is, $30,000 plus if you're married. Not a lot of people got any benefit for the gifts they gave to charities.
Right.
Now, everyone can now see benefits if they give up to $1,000 if they're single, or $2,000 if they're married. They can actually write that off on their taxes. So, you don't have to give significant amounts to see the benefit. And so I think this is also going to help charities in the, community as well, because people like to give and get benefits.
Yeah,
and so now they can give and get the benefits, so it should be a win for all.
Hey, that's great, because it was before where it was like, unless I'm donating a couple of cars and, half a mansion, I have no reason
pretty much
to really do that. But a lot of people are very generous with charities, furniture and things that probably will easily add up to that mark.
Exactly. And so we just tell people, make sure you write down the receipts of what you're seeing there and what you're doing. And, another big one too, Robyn, that everyone is paying attention to is the Trump accounts. Now, we've got a pretty bold take on this. I'm going to try to simplify this for anyone with the Trump accounts wondering about this, because, if you have kids or grandkids, they can now get an extra $1,000 from the government, basically free money is what I call it, that they don't have to do anything for except open up the account. Now, this is only for those who are born in 2025 to 2028. So not everyone will be able to take advantage of this, only those who've had a newborn, this year or ongoing. The other thing we've been kind of trying to tell our clients is probably don't want to contribute your own money to this. If you're going to contribute your own money for your children or grandchildren, probably either do so through a 529 account, which is college savings, which can be used for more than college savings with some of the passings of this bill, but also can be moved into a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
But also a UTMA account could be another way to use it with more flexibility if the 529 route doesn't make sense. You're going to get more tax benefits with those than you are the college savings, so or through the Trump account. So we just want to educate people on that.
And I will say, Joe, you always educate us on getting the most out of not paying taxes, right? To understand that we have to pay our fair share, but not to pay more than we have to. And this, I think, has been probably something that all of your clients are saying, well, that's great. Like, you've already helped us save. This is going to help us save even more in taxes.
Yeah, and these little changes can make a significant difference over time. I mean, another big one is assault deduction. That is going to raise to $40,000, whereas it was only $10,000 for it. So here in Columbus, Ohio, we've got a lot, we're paying a lot for property taxes, aren't we?
Yeah, gosh, yeah.
So now you can be able to potentially write that off along with your state income, local taxes that you're paying. So people are going to be able to write off some more stuff now with that charitable, with the SALT deduction increasing, especially those who have a higher income or have been diligent savers. So another thing that they can pay attention to.
All right. If you don't have someone to look over and talk this through to, it is always worth it. Just, having an expert on your side. And if you want to get any of these books, Joe, too, you send them out free, right?
Yes, yeah. Just reach out to us. I think the biggest thing is people always tell us they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why we've built these resources. That's why we always try to educate on TV, and anything we can do to help someone, let us know. But if they text or call us, we'll be able to send this out to them.
All right. Perfect. It is Peak Retirement, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.